Hello, this is Charles, uh, tax and accounts consultant, Berrock Accounting Services, bringing to you these pro bono services of the QuickBooks tutorials. Way back, we have had the first two sessions. The first one was introduction, how to set up a chart of accounts and set up a QuickBooks company file. Then we have also looked at recording customers, suppliers, and employees in the QuickBooks. So our third session will basically look at recording business activities. And here, business activities include sales transactions, in other words, recording sales, which are the same as incomes, recording expenses, and editing a transaction. A transaction is the sale transaction you've recorded or an expense transaction you've recorded. So we shall look at this. When we come to sales, we have cash sales and we also have sales which are on credit or credit sales. The same applies to expenses. There are expenses made on cash basis, but there are also expenses made. You receive expense credit services from your suppliers and you pay later. Those are like credit expenses or accrued expenses. So we shall see how we record all those in QuickBooks. So as usual, we open our QuickBooks. You see this icon on desktop, this one. So you double click on it and open QuickBooks. Okay. So input your password to open your company file. Okay, so this is our third session, which is recording business activities. You have opened your company file and this is the home page. Someone asked that we want to go deeper into the features of QuickBooks. So in this class, I will use 2 minutes to 3 to show you the features of QuickBooks. First and foremost, these features you see on the home page, all these icons, are simply shortcuts. But when you look at this menu bar, this one on which I'm hovering, it has all the features of QuickBooks in them. So the home page displays for you a shortcut of some major features that you need. And they are displayed according to the settings you made in your QuickBooks. So these are the by default setting, these are the features. So when you look at, let's begin with the create cash sales. This cash sales feature, it enables you to record a cash sales. It's create sales receipt actually. So once you make a sale, you use this one to record the sale. When you look at receive payment, it enables you to record an installment a client has paid. You gave out services or products to a client on credit and you invoiced. The invoice feature is here. So you invoiced the client. So as the client goes on paying the installments, you use this feature to record the installments. So we have a feature like enter bills. This one you use it to record you've made purchases or expenses, but on credit, a supplier gave you items in your business or services on credit. So you enter a bill here so that you can track how much you owe to your supplier. And then every time you're clearing your bill, you're paying an installment, you use this feature, pay bill. We have a feature like create statements. This one is a customer statement. Just like you also have banker statement. As a bank customer, they give you a statement. Even you can generate statements for your clients of how their ledgers run. The invoices you've been invoicing them, the payments they have been making, the running balances. So statement charge is simply a charge, like you with your banker charges you for a statement charge. So in QuickBooks, if you also charge your client for a statement, you use this, but it's very rare that in your business you charge your client for a statement if he asks. Yes, we have enter time. This one works when you have employees that are you're paying on time rate. So you enter time worked here so that you can know how to pay. Estimates. Estimates looks like sales orders. Sales orders, they come from an estimate. For example, a client sends you a sales order. You record it in your QuickBooks under estimates, and when it is confirmed, it becomes a sales order. Okay, then the sales order can be converted into an invoice when finally the client purchases on credit. Okay, we have purchase orders. This one you record it if you are planning to purchase from your suppliers. So when later you purchase, it becomes a bill. Just convert it. Okay, receive stock. This one it helps in stock management, but that one is a different session about stock management. Uh, enter bills against stock. Still this one when you are purchasing stock on credit, of course you record it as a bill. We have features like refunds. This one, maybe a customer has purchased goods, but then the customer returns some goods to you, which we call them return inwards. You make a refund to the customer and use this feature. We have chart of accounts. We looked at it last time in our first session. It enables us to create accounts or ledgers in QuickBooks or editing accounts and ledgers. Items and services. This one is also a feature which links you to that page which enables you to put items in your QuickBooks. Remember, when you deal in stock, you have to put your stock items in your QuickBooks. Even when you deal in services, but you have to put items of your sales. You are a medical center. Some of your sales that you make are consultancy services, medical consultancy. You have treatment. They are services, so you put them in the list here and connect them to the accounts of income here. Okay, we have stock activities. This one also we shall look at them during stock management, but they help you to see the stock on hand. You see each item of stock, how much is remaining in that item. Calendar enables you to see where you ended in making entries in QuickBooks. Cash deposit, record deposits. This one works so much in supermarkets and retail businesses that once you make a sales, you put your money in the tills, and then when you deposit this money at the end of the day into the bank account, that's when you use this feature to record deposits. So in the QuickBooks provides for that. That money you put in tills, it is called undeposited funds. You have made sales, money has come in, but it's not yet deposited in accounts. So QuickBooks has that account called undeposited funds. So once you are transferring cash from undeposited funds to a given account or bank account, cash account, petty cash, you use record deposits. Reconcile helps you to do bank reconciliation. Current account register, this one enables you to see statements. For example, when you record your because in QuickBooks you'll have bank accounts. We shall have bank accounts every time we make transactions in QuickBooks. The cash is recorded in the bank account. It matches with your banker account with your banker. For example, Centenary Bank, in your QuickBooks you have to put that Centenary Bank account, so that every time transactions are happening on your Centenary Bank account, even in QuickBooks you do reconciliation, so you are able to see how that statement is running using current account register. It also views stock account. We have write check. When you are making an expenditure in QuickBooks, you click on write check. This is the feature which enables you to make and record an expense. Okay, these same features can be found on the menu toolbar here. Menu toolbar here. Under customers, you will see invoicing, record payment, receive payment, create invoices, create statements here. So every time you continue using QuickBooks, you will discover more other features. So in these tutorials, we are giving you the basic features. We introduced you the basic features that are commonly used in businesses. Then others you'll keep on learning. Others may be necessary, others may not be necessary, depending on the type of business you're running. Employee, these employees, it has the employee center. Banking has the right check, which we saw here. It has the use register. Use register is the current account register. Reconcile is here. All these ones are found here. Reports helps you to generate reports like financial statements, sales reports, purchases reports, stock reports, banking. All of them are here. So that's this is the menu toolbar. We have this pen, this blue bar you see. It also has shortcuts. So that's a summary of taking you through the features. But I want us to go on today's session. Just we want to learn how to record business activities, and we are going to begin by sales transactions or recording incomes. Before you record incomes, you must have bank accounts in your chart of accounts. Remember last time when we set up our chart of accounts, we never created bank accounts. So observe, we go to chart of accounts here. Just know, as a QuickBooks user, you'll always keep on updating your chart of accounts in your business whenever need comes. That's why you need to know these things. Okay. To create an account, you right click anywhere, go to new, and this time round we are entering bank account. There are different accounts. We have income accounts, expense accounts, fixed assets, bank, loan, credit, equity, but we want to enter bank accounts. Why do we enter bank accounts? We are going to begin receiving cash as we are making sales. So that cash has to go into the bank account. Bank account can be cash in hand or the real bank account. Okay, let's begin with Stanbic Bank. I'm assuming our business has an account with Stanbic Bank. Stanbic Bank. So for the very first time you are putting in this bank account, you have to show the balance on the account. So here you put the account number. So enter opening balance. Yes, so you may enter and say, we had 30 million. As of 1st January 2026. Okay, let me make it as of 1st November 2025. So you save and new. Since I'm creating another account, I'll click save and new. Then I also create cash in hand as also bank account. I'll assume this one had no opening balance. I save and close. So I exit chart of accounts. So before I proceed, I want to show you a feature which enables you to make settings. When you go to edit here, there's what we call preferences. Preferences has a lot of settings, several settings you can make in QuickBooks. For example, here, as we set our chart of accounts, as I've put in bank accounts in chart of accounts, previously, before I put them, whenever you would make a sale and receive a payment, QuickBooks would record that payment in undeposited funds. How do you change to the real accounts you want? So you come in preferences, as I've come here, then we go to payments here. Then I go to company preferences. So if use undeposited funds as default deposit to account, if I tick here, definitely when I record a payment, payments will go to undeposited funds, but I have to untick or uncheck so that I will be able to record the payments in the real accounts where money has gone. If a client has paid through the bank, I'll show money has gone to the bank. If a client has paid through cash, I'll show that money has gone to cash account. So I click OK. Okay, there are several settings that you'll find in QuickBooks in here, the preferences. For example, accounting, you can choose to put accounting numbers on your chart of accounts or no. You know, accountants normally use accounting numbers, each account having its accounting number. So it's up to you, which is I've chosen not to put. Okay, so our business is a medical center. So we want to make a sale. And this time the sale we are making is a cash sale. Cash sales, these are sales you make and but through walk-in customers. The customer just comes, a medical center, comes for medical consultancy, you don't know the customer, and after working on the customer pays, he goes. They are simply cash sales. Whereas credit sales, that one we shall look at it. We do invoicing. So a customer has come and you have offered medical consultants. He has come with 3 kids. He's a mother of 3 kids. He has brought the 3 kids for medical consultancy and has paid. So click create sales receipt. So we are recording now the what? The sales transaction, which was on cash sale. So here you input the customer name. Remember, these walk-in customers, we just use a general name, which is cash sales. Other people may choose to use a walk-in customer. Deposit too, you have to show where the money has been paid. Has the customer paid in bank or in cash? Has paid in cash. Okay, the date when the transaction has been made. Probably the customer came in, we are recording the transaction. This is the date, 15th December 2025. Okay, so receipt number here. If in your business you give out these money receipts, I know they have receipt numbers. You record our receipt number 001. But if you don't give, you can still print a receipt. QuickBooks enables you to print a receipt here. Okay. So item, you will say, I have offered medical consultancy. Of course, the rate is 100,000 per person, but there were 3 kids. Put the quantity. And here you will see automatically it will multiply to make it 300,000. Memo. You can put medical consultancy. Sales payment. Memo just describes, it narrates about that transaction. Someone will just choose to leave it out. QuickBooks will still narrate that a payment was made. Okay, I click and save. Close this. So I have recorded a sale in QuickBooks. I've recorded a sale and this was a cash sale. Okay, let me give one more example. Another client has come. It's a walk-in customer. I put in the customer as cash sales. So by default, QuickBooks has left the deposit to account as cash in hand. You can always change depending on where the money has gone when the customer paid you. So another customer came on 17th of December, and this customer took treatment. We have treated this customer, maybe malaria. So treatment, we never put a rate because it differs and varies depending on the type of disease. Okay, so I'll say we have given treatment and I'll put it was 500,000. It costed 500,000. Okay, so I will narrate here and I say treatment for malaria. I'm narrating about that transaction. So I save and close. So QuickBooks is prompting me, it's telling me it wants to correct a spelling here. Change to treatment. Yes, I can allow it to replace. So I have made 2 sales. So you can see how we record sales, and these are cash sales. That's how we record cash sales. Okay, lastly, a customer has come and has bought medicine. So this is still cash sales. The date was 18th. Deposit 2, still cash in hand. Receipt number 3. Ronat drugs. So QuickBooks is telling me you don't have sufficient quantity available to sell. So remember, Ronat drugs, now this is stock. This is stock, and QuickBooks will show if you didn't purchase stock, if there's no stock in your store. QuickBooks will show you can't sell what you don't have. So I'll leave out that. Because we don't have drugs in store. So I shall demonstrate that well when we are on stock management. Okay, so let's go now to how to record sales on credit. This one happens with suppose in our medical center we have some other companies that have insurance with medical insurance. Maybe they bring their staff for treatment on credit. Yes, we shall use such example. Okay, I opened the customer center. In the customer center, I'm seeing we have customers like Babiale Company Limited. So Babiale Company Limited, we have a contract. They normally come to us for services, medical services. They bring their staff. So I want to invoice them. This year, they sent us 30 staff to do a medical checkup. So we have done a medical checkup of maybe blood check. So you right click, you go to create invoices. We are making a sale on credit. So which item? It was treatment. Okay, I'll call it medical consultancy still. And the rate is 100,000. But particularly this medical consultancy was blood check. Maybe they were checking for malaria, blood test. So the rate for medical consultancy is 100,000, but this time around, we have charged 10,000 per client or per staff. So you can change always the rate here. And Babiale Company Limited sent us 30 clients. So you go to quantity here and put 30 or 30 of their staff, and automatically it will multiply here to give you 300,000. Don't forget to put the date when that transaction happened. Invoice, QuickBooks ask for the invoice number because you are invoicing your customers. You can invoice and say this is invoice 001. Okay, you save. So you can see that there is a balance of 300,000. You have offered a service to Babiale Company Limited. And when you click on Babiale Company Limited, you'll see here on this side an invoice. Invoice number 001, dated 18th December 2025. And it's an account receivable. Account receivable means sales you've made and you are demanding your clients 300,000. So here comes the company is paying you. So let me first close. So the company now comes to pay you an installment, the first installment. So you go to your customers, you come to Babiale Company Limited, right click, go to receive payment. So you can see the invoice showing here. You see the invoice showing here? So the invoice against that customer will always show here. So payment received was 150,000 Ugandan shillings. Payment method, they have paid in cash. Oh, I'm assuming they paid by check. Date, they paid on 20th December 2025. Check number. Okay, so you can put the check number. You can always put the check number they gave you, or you can put, if you give them a receipt, it's also okay. You put the receipt number. Deposit too. The money went to Stanbic Bank. Since they gave us a check, we are depositing the check into our account. And this is first installment. You can record under memo, first installment payment. So we record that transaction. Are you seeing that our balance is reducing to 150? So now we are demanding the client 150,000. So all transactions are being showed here. on this side. So each client you click on, this side shows the transaction made. So when I click on cash sales, are you seeing the cash sales that we made? So you can always track them there. So another time, Babial Company Limited comes and pays 100,000 again. So you right click and go to receive payment. I told you QuickBooks has many features. There are many ways of accessing something. This time let me record this through the home page because I showed you receive payment on the home page. Someone may ask, when will you use this? I've been using it, but from the customer center. Still, you can click on it. Then you put the customer name. It was Babiale Company, received from Babiale Company Limited. How much? 100,000. It was a check. Oh, yes, check. Which date? 21st of December 2025. We gave them a receipt. So this check is just like a reference. Reference. You put a number which will help you to reference that transaction. Receipt 002. Money, our check was deposited in Stanbic Bank. So once you put 100,000 here, remember this line shows you the invoice. The original amount was 300, but per now the amount due is 150 because we paid the first installment. So and now we have paid 100,000. So next time when you come to pay, you will see the amount due will remain 50,000. I save. So I can go on my customers to track Babiale's account. Babiale account, we are demanding him 50,000. So you can see the transactions are happening here. The first installment was here, paid, the receipt number was this. Yes, the date was this, Stanbic Bank, the money went to Stanbic Bank. Second payment was that. Receipt number, okay. So I'll use this chance to show you how to edit transaction because in our in this session I said I will show you how to edit transactions. So can you see that the second installment I put receipt number 002? So you can't have receipt number 002 yet the first one was 004. This one must be above 004. So it means I made an error. So how do I change that error? I right click on these transactions and I go to edit transaction. Then I change what I want to change. Receipt number was 5, the correct one. So then I save. Yes, you can see this pop-up screen. You have changed the transaction. Do you want to record your changes? Yes. So that's how we edit. With editing, just right click on the transaction. A transaction may be an invoice, it may be a payment, it may be a sales receipt, it may be a journal entry. So I right click on the invoice, edit. So you see it will open for me for editing. Okay, so I close. Still, if I double click, I may just choose to double click on this transaction. Still, it will open edit mode. Okay. So that's how we record sales, both credit sales and cash sales. So, I think let me give you one more client. We want to record a credit sale on one more client. This is Ida Alvino. Ida Alvino has come for treatment. So the treatment costed 500,000. So right click, create invoices. So I go to item. The item was treatment fees. So he received a treatment of 500,000. No, this 5 million I remove one. So quantity ignore because this one was quantity happens if they has received that service in quantities of more than one. But now this is one person receiving the service. We just bill it like that. I can put memos here, treatment for malaria or any other disease. The date, don't forget the date, 23rd December 2025. Invoice number, you put accordingly. You save. So you can see, you can track the balance of this client here. like that. So when the client comes to pay, right click on the client, go to receive payment. The client has paid 260,000 and was in cash. Has paid on which day? 24th or 30th December, 31st December. So put the receipt number here, receipt 006. Since it was a cash payment, it goes to cash in hand. Then I will say this is first installment. First installment. I save and close. So that's how we record both cash sales and credit sales. You may want to see a client's statement. Still, under here customer center, I can right click on Babiale Company Limited. I right click. Then I go to create statements. Create statements. Statement date will be my date now. That's 1st January 2025-26. And then QuickBooks will ask me, you want to create a statement from which period to which period? I'll create from 1st December up the current date. Statements you can create either for all customers you have in your QuickBooks or for multiple customers. Here you choose the customers, you tick. You will be ticking the customers you want to create statements for. I cancel because I don't intend to do that. Or you can create statement for one customer. The one I right clicked, that was Babiale Company Limited. I can preview my statement. Okay, let me first go back. Here, select additional options. I would prefer to show the invoice item details on the statement. I click that. I tick. I preview. So you can see this is the statement of Babiale Company Limited. You see, from Berak Medical Center statement. The date, statement date was 1st January 2026 to Babiale Company Limited. Balance brought forward, meaning it was 0. There was nothing you were demanding that customer at the beginning. So you can see the invoices we have been creating. Invoice 001, it was 300,000. And it was malaria blood test. That's now the memo. The items on that invoice was medical consultancy for 30 staff, each at 10,000, equaling to 300,000. So that's how statement runs. So when you made the first installment of 150,000, you had the balance of 150. When you made the second installment, receipt number 005, of 100,000, you remained with 50,000. So the statement shows a balance amount due of 50,000. You send it to your customer. That's how we create statements in QuickBooks. The other statements that I showed you at first when I was taking you through the features of QuickBooks. Okay, so I'm closing. I'm going back. So I want to view a simple report of how I'm demanding my customers. Oh, it is called a customer balance report. I go to reports here. Of course, we shall have a session for reports, but this time round I want to preempt you a bit. I go to reports. I go to customers and receivables. It has a sub menu here. It has customer balance summary and customer balance detail. I will prefer to go to customer balance detail here. So you can see, it will show you want to see customer balances from which date up to which date. So if you don't select from which date up to which date, for it to give you all the details of customers from ever since you entered that customer in QuickBooks. But now, okay, I won't choose. We shall go by this, but always you can choose. You can choose for a period of a month, 3 months, half a year. But I've chosen not to limit, restrict it. So you can see the customers we are demanding. The report is customer balance detail. You see Ida Alvino. The first invoice was on this day, 23rd of December 2025. With invoice number, you can see account receivable 500, and the payment was made of 260, and the balance is 240. The second client here is Babel Company Limited. You can see the transactions happening, and this is the balance we are demanding, 50,000. So in total, we are demanding our clients 290. So in other words, our accounts receivable is 290. So this helps when you are creating your reports, when you are making management reports. You know, QuickBooks has management reports and financial reports. Now, this one is an example of a management report. Maybe you are the accountant and you're reporting to your supervisor about the accounts receivable. How much are we demanding the clients that we have for decision making? And you make this report to your supervisor. Okay, thank you. Let's go to something else. Okay, so that's how we record sales transactions in QuickBooks. Of course, there is a time when we shall learn how to correct errors. You made someone made one installment, and for you recorded the installment twice, and it shows that the client has cleared, but you made payment twice, you recorded twice. So I'll show you how you pass journal entries to offset that, but that will happen in the session for journal entries. But we use journal entries to correct errors in QuickBooks. One may choose to delete, but I told you earlier on, deleting causes queries. By deleting, it brings suspicion, more especially during auditing. So you may cause bias to the auditor and you get audit queries. Okay, so we want to know how we record expenses in the QuickBooks. We said expenses can be expenses made by cash from any walk-in supplier, from anywhere, any service provider, or they can be made on credit. You have a service provider who is a renowned service provider whom you are in contract with, who supplies to you things on credit, and you record bills in your QuickBooks and you track the bills you are owing. So we shall begin by the first expense. As a medical center, I know we spend expenses like electricity, we pay for electricity, we pay for water, we pay for transport costs. Okay. Okay. These are our suppliers in QuickBooks. These are our suppliers. So to record expenses, we go to write check. It is here, write check. Or you can find it under banking. It's here, write check. Click on write check. So you want to spend from which account? Maybe I'm spending from cash account. Yes, you choose the account here from which you are making the expense. It will show you the remaining balance you have so that you can't spend beyond what you have. So by the time you are making records in QuickBooks, it means you made the transaction, you already purchased or you expensed, and you have even recorded in your payment voucher that expenditure, and you are now just doing data entry in QuickBooks here. So the date when you made the expenditure, it was 17th December. Number, you have to put the voucher number here, but since it's saying to print, you come and uncheck, print later, uncheck, then you put the voucher number. So we are assuming you recorded in the payment voucher number 001. And maybe we paid for electricity. So the supplier for electricity in Uganda is called UEDCL, Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited. Memo, you say electricity utility. Okay, then you come here and choose the account. Are you seeing expenses? When you're making an expense, you have here a provision for expense and a provision for item. You only use item if you are stocking items. For stock businesses, even a medical center, we can stock medicine. So you come to items, but for now, it's expenses. So right click here and search for the expense. So you choose electricity, it's under utilities. Choose electricity, and then you put the amount you paid, 570,000. You can copy this electricity and paste here. So, and you save. However, maybe if you made more than one expense. If you made more than one expense under the same supplier, You come and put the next in the next lane here on the same date, same supplier, same date, and you've recorded the expense on the same payment voucher number. So you can just come here because payment vouchers have lines like this. You put items there. So even QuickBooks has those lines here as you see in this table. You put that expense there also, so that you can put all items you've spent in the same date and the same supplier, the same payment voucher. Okay, you save. So that expense has been saved. Okay, we incurred transport. Still you come, write check, or let me use now this one here. Write check. We have spent, this time it was walk-in suppliers. It was border expense. Border. Payment voucher number 2, date 17th of December. Then you come here and put transport. This must be transport. Transport, traveling and entertainment. I have no transport account here. If you don't have transport account but you prefer to make expenses on transport, still you can add. There's quick add. Transport expenses. I can call it general transport. General transport. So since it's not in our chart of accounts, I first press enter because I want to prompt QuickBooks to do a quick add. So it's saying general transport is not in the account list, so I click setup. So they will ask me, is it an expense account? I say yes. I continue. So it is a sub account of administrative expenses. So you see, I've added an account which was not in QuickBooks. So as I told you, as you are using QuickBooks, you go on editing, setting, depending on your business as need arises. So we made border expense of 57,000. So border to pick drugs. I save. So those expenses are being recorded under expenses. I can even check. I can go to reports here. I go to company and financial. I go to profit and loss standard. And this is supposed to be in reports, but I'm preempting you just to show you that the expense was recorded. So you show from which period? Of course, was from December 2025 up to current date. After setting the date, I click here in space anywhere. So it will show the sales I've been making by line. Consultancy, we made sales of 600,000 in that period. Treatment, 1 million. Total sales was this in this period from 1st December to 1st January 2026. So I'm interested in looking at the expenses we've been making. So expenses, you see administrative expenses. Under it we see general transport, we made of 57,000. Total under administrative expense 50,000. Utilities, electricity was 570. So that's how you will be tracking. So in this period of 1 month, it is showing us that we have a profit of 973. It's just a matter of sales minus expenses. Okay, let me close this. It was a preempt. I wanted to show you that. That's how we record expenses that are made here and there. But now we want to see how we record credit expenses. You receive credit services. So you go to suppliers. Since the suppliers who are giving you services or products, you go there. So we are assuming you have received consultant services from Sanyu and Associates Certified Public Accountants. They did auditing. They gave you audit services worth 3 million and you've paid them only 1.5. So you right click and you go to enter bills. So you are billing yourself now because you've received services. Because the supplier has given you an invoice. So you are entering the invoice in your system. So of course, a supplier will be Sanyu and Associates CPA. Which date? The auditing was at 31st December 2025. Invoice number. They gave you an invoice and had an invoice number of 654. So terms, so the invoice will mature in 30 days. Terms, you put the date. Even on the customer's side, when you're invoicing, you can put terms. You can put terms, can put due on receipt. Any terms depends when should the bill be cleared. So you say this is audit services. This is memo now. Audit services for year 2025. So you click under expenses here. You have to click consultants. Under professional fees, we have audit and consultancy fees. We have legal fees, management fees. So this was specifically audit and consultancy. So you type, you put the bill of 3 million. Audit fees. Audit fees. Or audit and assurance fees, depending. So you save. You have changed the terms for Sanyu. It's okay, yes. So you see, now we are being demanded. So this goes to accounts payable. Actually, if you click on Sanyu and Associates, and you come on this side where you see transactions from, you will see the invoice number, the date, and the accounts payable. So here comes, we are paying. On that very day, we paid 1.5 to Sanyu and Associates. So right click on Sanyu and Associates. Pay bills. So this time use pay bills. When we were recording the bill, we want to enter bills. When we are now paying, making an installment, we go to pay bills. If you are clearing all the bills at once, you tick here and it will appear here amount to pay. But now we want to pay a half of the amount, so it will be 1.5. So I put the date. So in most cases, all suppliers that are demanding you appear on this table. So I go to, I'm paying through bank. I've written a check to Sanyu and Associates. So I have to show the account where the money is coming from to clear. Stanbic Bank. Do you know that you can select it? No, this one I can just, okay. Okay, so method, we paid by check. Yes, we paid by check on 31st December. So you click pay selected bills here. Done. I was supposed to put a receipt number. Let me edit this. Edit. View edit transactions. So when we paid, we have to show a payment voucher. So I come here, I put voucher number. Voucher 02. Okay, now it is showing the voucher number because we paid and she signed the payment voucher. So now we still have an amount to pay of 1.5. So now that's how we record expenses that we have. Expenses that we have made, and their accounts payable. In other words, clients are still demanding us. So I think it is easier. You can appreciate expenses are both in cash and also on credit. Clients, suppliers can give you services on credit, and now you pay. So that's how we record expenses, sales and expenses. So QuickBooks has some simple reports which can enable you to view simple reports like account balances. Are you seeing company snapshot here? Click on it. It will give you a summary of account balances here. It will show you that on Stanbic Bank you have 28 million point something. Accounts payable, that means you owe to your suppliers 1.5 million. Cash in hand you have 433,000. Accounts receivable, it means you're also demanding your debtors 290,000. Okay, so that is a summary of your account balances. So you can use this you can view here just to know how your accounts are standing. Okay, it also shows you some graphs here. These are graphs of income comparison. Graphs of expense comparison. It will show that in 2025 you made more expenses than in 2026. Even here, income. So in 2025, you've made more income. So if you want to compare years, which year you've performed better than the other, use these graphs and also put them in your reports when you are making your management reports. Okay, so that's how we record business activities, basically sales and expenses. I want to wind up by showing you how you record batch transactions. Yes, you have a list of sales. You have a list of expenses you've made, and you have recorded them in your Excel sheet. So how do you put them in QuickBooks? By copying and pasting. So QuickBooks, you set it in such a way that it will show you batch transactions here, batch on the pen, this blue pen, batch transactions, batch. So if you don't see batch transactions here, then you have to customize it so that it can appear. By going to view, then you go to customize icon bar, then you go to add, then look for batch transactions here. Batch transactions, then click OK. So it will appear here now. I can look for it. Yes, it is here. Okay, let me click OK. So it is here. Click OK. Which batch transactions you can put many checks at a time. You know, checks, we use them when we are recording expenses. You know that. As you see, transaction type, you can click check. Check is there as the default one. If you are recording many invoices for different customers at a go, you click here and go to invoices and credit memos. So the date appears there, invoice number, customer name or job name here. Amount here, description here, and then the item. Item is that thing like medical consultancy treatment. So once you want to copy them from Excel, that means you prepare your Excel sheet to look like this, having these fields you see. So you put invoices of different customers, and the names of the customers must be also in QuickBooks as they appear on the Excel. They must correlate very well and put amounts. So you just copy and paste into this sheet from the other side and you save transactions. Once you do that, you'll be able to put many invoices at a go. What about expenses? Click here, transaction type, choose check. Then choose the bank account from which you'll be spending. Then the date, automatically, your Excel sheet must have the date. It must have the invoice number. Payee is the person you're paying. The person you're paying that money or from whom you are buying. In other words, as you make the expense, the person you're paying, it can be working, supplier, it can be Uganda National Water and Sewage Corporation if you're paying for water bills. Then the expense account, so it should be accordingly. If it's water bills, then the account is water expenses. Then put the amount you've paid, 1 million. Memo, water bills. So this sheet must correlate exactly to the Excel sheet where your data is, so that you come and copy and paste here things. So that what happens if your business runs, maybe you have branches and a given branch it records expenses and you receive them as the account at the central data point and you paste them like that. So you can have different branches and people can record, the personnel there can record transactions in Excel. You design for them an Excel sheet which looks like the QuickBooks template. So they use that template and you'll be pasting, receive them and paste, so that you can control all that information at the central point here. So you can go and try it out. You'll see it working out. When you have issues, send your question or your query in the comment section, or you can email me at berakconsultantservices@gmail.com. Okay, thank you. for your time. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel, Beraka Accountants, and you'll be able to receive the new notifications for newly uploaded videos. I remain Charles Musasizi, tax and accounts consultant, as well as QuickBooks Pro advisor, Beraka Accounting Services, Kampala. Thank you.